Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Liam Angel, aka Straight Shooting LJA, and welcome to another episode of the LE Bikes Opinion Pieces. Now, two things in the e-bike world that have just gone down. One has actually happened today as I record this, and two major movements in the e-bike world recently. I'll start with Rad Power, because Rad Power and Vanmoof, both two heavy hitters in the space. Rad Power Bikes, I'm going to just read this quickly. Rad Power Bikes to stop selling e-bikes in the UK to sustain competitive advantage. This was from July 10th, 2023. The US firm has a reputation for making great value bikes, but there have been signs it's been struggling for a while now. Rad Power Bikes is to pull out of Europe. The US firm says it will cease to sell its electric bikes to customers in the UK and European Union in 2024. Rad Power has been one of the fastest growing e-bike brands in the world, manufacturing solid, great value bikes, several of which feature in various buyer's guides. So it's one of them ones. In the last month, the firm has had its problems, well, in recent times, actually. It's had to cut jobs several times over in the last couple of years, and CEO and founder Mike Radenbaugh stepped down late last year, 2022. It's also been involved in a lawsuit arising from the death of 12-year-old Molly Steinspear, who was fatally injured when the Rad Runner 2 she was on as a passenger with her 11-year-old friend crashed while riding down a hill in Los Angeles in January of 2021. It also had to issue a safety recall of nearly 30,000 ride wagons for misaligned tires. That was in 2022, right about middle of the year, I remember that. Over the past several months, they've conducted an in-depth evaluation of their business globally to ensure that they're on a successful path. And after an extensive review of potential scenarios, it's become apparent that in order to sustain our competitive edge and achieve long-term success, we must close our operations in Europe and focus our resources and efforts on growing our North American operations. That's from Phil Molyneux, their current CEO. Now, moving on to Vanmoof. July 18th, 2023, I said today as I record this, Vanmoof, the e-bike startup, officially declared bankrupt in the Netherlands. Now, let me come back a second because there's a little more to that, because Vanmoof back on July 10th, so 8 days earlier, Dutch e-bike startup Vanmoof sped into the mobility world with more than $200 million from a list of big-name investors and ambitious, trendy spin on two-wheeled electric travel. Very slick bikes, they really were. Slick e-bikes designed end-to-end, the battery was beautifully hidden and that kind of thing. But Vanmoof's strategy and momentum appeared to have steered dangerously off course, and apparently, at that time, July 10th, they were trying to secure a bridge round to help it stay afloat as a company. But as of June 2029, and by its own admission, it had stopped taking orders on their website. Vanmoof also filed paperwork revealed in January of 2023 of the money of it needing to raise money to stave off bankruptcy. Obviously, customers had gotten annoyed with pauses and other delays in service to existing bikes. So, of course, that was not great. And people were debating at the time whether or not the company was going to go bust or not. And also as well, it is a case of back in late June, potential customers were discovering its online ordering system was no longer working. And soon after, their Twitter account said, yeah, our Vanmoof app currently has a bug, which is making it not possible to book an appointment through the app. You can still book an appointment via your Vanmoof account, and their teams were working on getting the app back up and running as soon as possible. But a few days after that, then it's a case of, a Vanmoof spokesperson claimed it would be pausing orders to catch up on production and delivery. But some have said that there have been warning signs for Vanmoof, and they did manage to raise a little bit of money, but nowhere near what they needed in January 2023. But it is one of them where now it has actually come to light. As said, literally today as I record this, Vanmoof have been declared bankrupt. Now, what's concerning about that is, yeah, it is one of them ones. In Vanmoof Global Holding BV, Vanmoof BV and Vanmoof Global Support BV, the court has now appointed 2 trustees to explore an asset sale to a third party to keep Vanmoof running. And that's the Amsterdam court. So they've been trying to stave off bankruptcy, and legal entities outside the Netherlands are not part of the group, but not involved in the proceedings. But apparently their stores in San Francisco, Seattle, New York and Tokyo remain open, but the rest of the stores are closed. So it is one of them where, yeah, there might be a restart out of bankruptcy, but at the moment, Rad Power Bikes taking their operations and slimming them down. So from next year, 2024, they're going to stop serving Europe and also UK, and Vanmoof going bankrupt. Now, as a e-bike retailer ourselves at LE Bikes, lebikes.co.uk is our website, we sell a range of bikes, and Rad Power Bikes and Vanmoofs, excuse me, we were hopeful at some point of maybe striking a deal with them to become official resellers and distributors like we have with Engwe and Himiway. But it is a case of, I still believe that e-bikes are the future, with ULEZ coming into, well, basically getting extended in London in August of 2023, and prices of fuel continually going up, transport prices going up, TfL goes up every year. And some cities are actually investing in more transport infrastructure, such as TfL investing a lot more in cycling infrastructure in London. It's a case of, there is a future for e-bikes and a great future for e-bikes. The pros more than outweigh the cons. But it is concerning when you see 2 heavy hitters in the space, such as Vanmoof and Rad Power, either disappearing or, for lack of a better term, closing ranks. Because Rad Power Bikes, I remember hearing, yeah, around about the middle of 2022 about their bikes getting recalled because of safety concerns, because of misaligned tires. So having to call back, I think it was 30,000. That's a significant chunk, no matter how you slice it. It's like whether you've sold 50,000, 200,000, a million, 30,000 is quite a chunk. And unfortunately, that kind of significant safety recall will have hit consumer trust in Rad Power Bikes, unfortunately. So you have that, plus Rad Power Bikes looking maybe at their profit margins and thinking, ooh, we're not making as much as we'd expect to. Because their bikes were actually very, very good quality. I've ridden a couple. And I've worked in an electric bike shop where we've actually helped service a couple. And also I've helped put a couple together. A couple of the Rad Wagons. And they are very well put together bikes. Pricey, but you're paying for that quality. Like what we've got with Engwe and Himiway, you are paying for quality. So the Rad Wagons, I remember first hearing about Rad Power Bikes on a couple of pro wrestling podcasts I listened to. This was back in like 2018, 19. I was hearing about Rad Power Bikes. And they very quickly got a lot of steam, similar to Vanmoof. Got a lot of steam, a lot of promotion. And Vanmoof, apparently their repair costs, they're basically selling the bikes at a loss. And even with like repair costs and warranty, apparently they were losing money kind of hand over fist. So every time a bike went out the door, they're actually losing money on it, apparently. And it's one of them where that's not necessarily a sustainable business model. To be losing money every time you send something out the door, it's not great. It really isn't great. So it's one of them, I think, Vanmoof, they obviously are in major trouble because they've had to file for bankruptcy today. So that is, I said, quite concerning that these 2 heavy hitters And we at LE Bikes are brand new. But to see these heavy hitters in the industry space having these sort of significant problems, it seemed, although there has to be a bit of context. I mean, Rad, obviously they had the safety recall, and as I said, consumer trust may have been hit. So that will always hit sales. But with Vanmoof, it sounds like their business model may not have been the best, where if you're basically selling things at a loss and losing every time you're going out, it's like, it's not great. So it is, as I said, man, it is just concerning. And my concern with these entities pulling out is that where will you be able to get stuff from? If you need another a battery for your Rad Power bike, where will you get that from? You may have to come to someone like us and get a third-party bike, get a third-party battery, and get it wired in, which obviously can drive the cost up a bit because of labour. Also with Vanmoof, little different with them, because even though they've got like good security with their software, apparently some people have said that in a day someone could create an app, circumvent it, and apparently Vanmoof are saying that they might open up their app so that people who have got Vanmoofs and kind of hit a bit of trouble are not up crap creek, if you want. But as well, I mean, the company has some further detail, Vanmoof, about how to unlock a bike you already own to make it usable without the app, should that cease to work. So that's already a concerning sign right there. But also the state of repairs halted, state of refunds as well, because there are some people refunding their Vanmoofs. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens with both of these companies and whether Rad down the line re-enter the European and UK markets, but also if Vanmoof can find a buyer after claiming bankruptcy. That, I mean, I believe that there is enough space for everybody in the e-bike space, so it does not give me any pleasure at all to see people's choices being limited because Rad Power Bikes have decided to pull out of the EU and the UK, and because Vanmoof have just filed for bankruptcy. Because it is all about choice with e-bikes. What I like might be different to what you like. You might want a folding fat tire bike. I might want a full-size bike. I might want a custom built bike with a Bafang motor kit. Someone else may just want something off the shelf, something long range, like a himiway, for instance. So everybody, it's all about choice. And it's sad to see when two major players, one pulls out, the other one potentially could disappear entirely. Because competition is what keeps everybody strong. It keeps standards high. It keeps people pushing the boundaries of what they can and can't do. It keeps people focused. And it's nothing but good for customers when there is credible and legitimate competition. So hopefully a buyer for Vanmoof will be found at some point, hopefully. And also, hopefully, Rad Power Bikes make a return to the UK and the EU markets. Hopefully. But you know what? I want to know what you think. lebikes.co.uk is our official website. You can find the engwe, himiway, ado, samebikes. You can find Bafang motor kits, the 250, 500, 750, whatever you need. There's batteries there too, such as rear rack and the hailong style. We do custom builds. We can convert your regular bike into an electric bike as well. So get in touch at lebikes.co.uk. We're on Facebook, LE Bikes. Come and find us. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. Come and find us. We're on TikTok as well, LE Bikes or LE Bikes Ltd as we are on Instagram. Come and find us. My name is Liam Angel, aka Straight Shooting LJA, and it's been an absolute pleasure. Let us know what you think about Vanmoof claiming for bankruptcy and Rad Power Bikes taking their business back to North America and pulling out of the EU and UK markets from 2024. Until next time on this LE Bikes opinion piece, take care, peeps. Go green, go electric, save money with LE Bikes. Take care.